Ever since I started this little Godzilla video game review show, I've been getting one game request more than any other. The California Raisins, The Great Escape. On the Nintendo Entertainment. No, it's the Pipeworks trilogy of Godzilla fighting games from the 2000s. What could I even say that you don't already know? Of course these are awesome games. You think I'm here to debate that? They're objectively entertaining, even if you're not a big Godzilla fan. I'm not exactly breaking new ground here making a video about the first game in the trilogy, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. I've got no hot takes, no new insight, absolutely nothing to add to the conversation. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee is the first in this trilogy of Godzilla fighting games developed by Pipeworks and published by Atari. It debuted on GameCube in America in October 2002, and then an Xbox version dropped in April of 2003. For this video, you're going to be seeing gameplay from the Xbox version, which is regarded as the better version. It came later and has a huge list of additional features, such as new arenas and new multiplayer modes, and it has Mechagodzilla 3, who's absent from the North American GameCube release. Not counting games connected to the TriStar movie, this was the first console Godzilla game released in America since Super Godzilla 10 years earlier? I mean, Battle Legends just barely made it out. The point is, this is the first big Godzilla game in a while. The fact that it was a 3D fighting game with 12 playable monsters was mind-blowing. And here's our introduction, an epic little video showing our lineup. Before you even hit start, you know this is gonna be different. This ain't Monster of Monsters. Super Godzilla left in the dust.
Attention, inhabitants of the planet you call Earth. We are the Vortac.
The game's overall plot is straightforward. An alien race known as the Vortac plan to take over the Earth and take control of its monsters on Monster Island. Looking at Godzilla's history, it feels like every race in the universe has the technology to control our monsters, except us humans.
That is all. Am I still on? Oh. Well, we now return you to whatever it was you were doing. Idiots.
The whole thing does evoke the B-movie aspects of the Showa era of Godzilla movies, but at the same time, it's way sillier. This game isn't taking itself too seriously, but it's also found itself in a new world of self-awareness and parody that felt new for a Godzilla video game. And I could see why they needed to go with this tone, because things the monsters can do in this game are fucking absurd! At this point in time, I'd never seen Anguirus roll around like Sonic the Hedgehog. I'd never seen this. Or that. That never happened in a Godzilla movie, what the hell? I think in hindsight, we forget how new these interpretations were in 2002, but they were somewhat necessary. If the game stuck with more traditional monster physics, fights might feel, well, more like the fights in Godzilla on PS4. Slower, lumbering, movie accurate, but lacking the playful energy. So the Pipeworks games broke a lot of the rules that were established at this point. Things move fast, they lean into the absurdities, they laugh at the face of physics. Honestly, the closest Godzilla movie I can think of that matches this vibe is Final Wars, which came out afterwards in 2004. All of this is to say that when Destroy All Monsters Melee first dropped, it threw a lot of new ideas and interpretations at us. Yet it did so while remaining true to the spirit of Godzilla and these monsters. The graphics work, the monster models look great. These review videos aren't so fun when I'm not just roasting the game, huh? Anyway, let's just do a really quick overview of the game itself, just the surface level stuff. There are gameplay modes like Versus, where you can fight your friends, Adventure, which is the story mode, Survival, where your health bar barely replenishes between matches, Melee, where up to 4 players can fight each other, Team Battle, where those players can divide into teams, and Destruction mode, where you wreck as much as you can. There's also a gallery where you can check out the things you've unlocked in those other modes. When playing through the story mode, you start with 4 monsters, 1990s Godzilla, Megalon, Anguirus, and Gigan. The rest will have to be unlocked through various means. Or through a cheat code that unlocks them all. It's your world, boss. And this adds Destoroyah, Godzilla 2000, King Ghidorah, Mecha King Ghidorah, Mecha Godzilla, another Mecha Godzilla, Orga, and Rodan. What a lineup! And don't tell me the next game's lineup was better. We're in 2002, 2003 right now. We're not up to the next game. It didn't come out yet. When this game dropped, Godzilla 2000 was only a few years old. It was crazy that you got to play as him, or Orga. At the same time, I remember being excited that Destroyer was making his video game debut. Hedorah and Mothra both appear but are unplayable, but it was exciting to see them. There are many locations to host fights: Monster Island, London, LA, Osaka, San Francisco, Seattle, Tokyo, and the Xbox exclusive areas like the Vortac homeworld. And if you make it toward the end of the story mode, the Vortac aliens will teleport you to their mothership to face their ultimate weapon, Mechagodzilla. Unless you're playing as Mechagodzilla, in which case you face Mecha King Ghidorah. If you win this fight, you get sent back to Earth, and the Vortac retreat with the old "but we'll be back."
But we will return, Earthlings. We will return.
On to the multiplayer modes. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee was the first Godzilla video game to allow for up to 4 players at once. And whether you're playing 1 against 1 or 4-player melee, what elevates this game to the top of the pile is its multiplayer features, again on the Xbox version. This game was born for Godzilla fan couch co-op, and it still scratches all those itches to this day. Controls are pretty intuitive. This is an easy pick-up-and-play game, and it wouldn't take a noob long to get a handle of these controls. This makes the game so inviting to play with a friend. This is the game that built a community. 4.5 stars! Destroy All Monsters Melee is still a blast today. It's why the game has such a legacy, with attempts made to revive it. Everything you loved about it years ago is still there. It doesn't get old. I didn't have a GameCube or an Xbox when this first came out, so my first time playing this game came way later. I had a PlayStation 2, so I had to wait for the next game in the trilogy, Godzilla Save the Earth. Godzilla Domination is a lot of fun. It's an action fighting game published in 2002 for the Game Boy Advance. The character sprites look good, the controls are smooth and intuitive, and you can have between 1 to 4 players at once. This is one of my personal favorite Godzilla games. 4.5 stars! If you have a Game Boy Advance, get Godzilla Domination. Okay, thanks for watching. Oh shit, the video's still going. What else can I say about this game? It is kind of weird that the American box art for Domination is the same box art for Destroy All Monsters Melee on GameCube. They're completely different games. This is kind of like what happened with the box art for Godzilla Unleashed and Godzilla Unleashed Double Smash on Wii and DS, respectively. Yes, they're companion releases, but the games are just so different. Domination has a few different modes you can play, which is really cool, including a customization mode. But let's play the default story mode. Now, there are 6 kaiju to choose from, which is fine, but I really wish there were at least 2 more. It really feels like Gigan and Anguirus should be in this game, and I've read that they were originally planned to be in it. That's too bad. Let's be Godzilla. Whoa! Hey now! This is Kanimatsu, a news reporter, and Jesus Christ, what network is this? Listen, I'm no prude, I'm all in on sexualizing men and women. You just don't often see it in the Godzilla franchise. Connie must breathe through her belly button, because it's almost always exposed, even in Arctic environments. Is the producer making you do that for ratings, Connie? You don't have to do this, put a sweater on! She explains that Meteor X is appearing over Tokyo 2. Tokyo 2, what is that, a sequel to Tokyo? And why is everything X in a Godzilla franchise? Planet X, Monster X, the year 2XXX, Super X, now Meteor X. There are 25 other letters, Godzilla. Like T and A. The meteor's projecting magnetic waves making all the monsters but me crazy. So it's time to kick some ass around Tokyo 2 Electric Boogaloo. The game plays very similarly to the King of the Monsters franchise. You smash cities while fighting your opponent, and it's just so satisfying. I love it. Look, when Godzilla gets dazed in a fight, he looks like he's about to sneeze. Rodan's special move is he burps in your face. Rude. But I think the most fucked up move is when Mothra suddenly makes a baby, and then the baby explodes. Take that! My baby! Yeah, the special moves are cool. To breathe fire, I have to hit L and R at the exact same time, but it has to be the exact same time. If I'm a millisecond off, it won't register. I really like how the stages mix things up. The icy stage makes you slip around a little bit. And there's a space level where the gravity is a little bit different. Those are some really nice touches that break the game up well. And look, there's a giant martini olive in the sky. You can pick shit up and throw it at other monsters. Sometimes when Godzilla holds a building, he looks like he's redecorating the city. I'll just move this building over here. Yeah, that's better feng shui. But it's also fun to pick up monsters and throw them. Yeah, fuck you! I look like I'm about to do a ventriloquist act with Mothra. What more can I say? It's not a groundbreaking game, it's just fun to play. If I had to nitpick, I guess I could say that a lot of the fights against the AI end up with the enemies stuck at the edge of the screen while you keep beating on them. But that's just a nitpick. I'm also not a huge fan of the bonus levels. I find them to be more long and annoying than fun. Oh, these fucking spaceships! The main villain in the story mode is Mecha King Ghidorah, and wait a minute! He's like way bigger than me! This is just like in Double Smash for Nintendo DS. What is it with these Nintendo handhelds making Mecha King Ghidorah so disproportionately huge? Mecha King Ghidorah is a royal pain if you don't know how to beat him. His stomp takes a huge chunk of your life away, and he can pick you up and toss your ass. Look at the doofy face Godzilla's making here. Derp! But once you catch on to a pattern, he actually becomes fairly easy. Stand in the middle row of squares and attack his heads. Then his chest will light up and you have to strike there as fast as you can. Rinse, repeat. Look at Godzilla drop-kicking his head, yeah. It becomes pretty easy to fight him without taking any damage at all, but it's still a bit of a challenge to defeat him within the time limit if you have the clock set to on. He takes a lot of hits, and there's not a lot of time to fuck up the pattern. When you destroy all heads, Connie poses all sexy on a tank in short shorts, because monsters destroying multiple cities is a great excuse to show some leg. Each monster gets a different ending, giving the game a little bit of replay value. This is a good Godzilla game. It's amazing to me that the next portable game on a Nintendo system took a huge nosedive in quality. You guys already know how I feel about Double Smash on Nintendo DS. It just goes to show you that better consoles does not automatically mean better games. And Domination is perfect for portable systems. I wish they'd release it in a smartphone app or port it to the Nintendo 3DS. Or hell, even a newer version of this game would be incredible as a $15 to $20 download in the PS4 store. Godzilla Domination is proof that there are good Godzilla games out there if you search for them. It's easy to find emulations of this game online. I recommend you play this game any way you can. Godzilla Domination from 2002 is one of my top 5 Godzilla video games. Today I'm going to talk about the Japanese version of this game that is mostly similar to the US version, but has some key differences. Difference number 1 being the name of the game. Yeah, in the US, the art and logo of a different game, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee, was reused under the title Godzilla Domination. They just put that domination right in there in that Scooby-Doo font. This game has fuck all to do with Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee, but it was kinda daisy-chained into that brand. In Japan, the game is called something that translates to Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee Advance. So for Japan, it's clearly a part of that branding line as well. But now the art is all new. The box art is in this cute chibi style, with a focus on Godzilla, Mothra, and Kiryu. And this is specifically because this game was connecting itself to the upcoming 2003 film, Godzilla Mothra Mechagodzilla Tokyo SOS. There's even a special edition version of this release that came in a bigger box. Inside were these small, translucent figurines of Godzilla, Mothra, and Kiryu. And they were packed with the game itself. So let's talk about some key differences in the American and Japanese versions of Domination. There are some cosmetic changes in the actual game. In America, Godzilla is colored bright green throughout the game, while in Japan, he's a gray color. And I say, why isn't there a version with both? If it's that easy to change a color palette, then give us some other color variants in this game. But yeah, gray Godzilla. Otherwise, he's pretty much the same, it's just a color change. In America, we got the Heisei Mechagodzilla, but in Japan, it's a Type 3 design Kiryu. Mothra also has a change of color, of course. Once again, in Japan, she looks closer to her design in Tokyo SOS. She's more muted, more earthly. And everyone's operating pretty much the same. They just look different in Japan. For some reason, Japan has story options that are not available in America. In America, we just got story mode. In Japan, selecting story mode reveals 3 options: normal rules, survival rules, and adrenaline rules. Normal is pretty much the game we know, but with some changes. Number 1, there's no bonus round. You know that round in Domination with the UFOs flying into you non-stop? That annoying gauntlet of kamikazes that goes on forever? This level doesn't exist in Japan. Oh, thank God. The order of the stages in the 2 versions is different. Fights are moved around. For example, in Domination, the second stage is a 2-on-1 match, while in Japan, it's a 1-on-1 match. And in the Japanese version, the other monsters in the game are chosen at random. Survival is like the normal default game, except you have no continues and you can't refill your health. That's it. In adrenaline mode, oh man. All of your special power meters rapidly refill, making each match a special move fest. This mode is a lot of fun. And you get your health refills and your continues too. The character balance is obviously off in this mode. You can make it challenging by playing as someone like Godzilla, but if you want to breeze through the game, you can be Rodan or Megalon, because their special moves cause a lot of damage fast. Those are the major differences in these games. Thankfully, this isn't a case like when I compared the American and Japanese versions of Godzilla on Game Boy, where the games were dramatically different to the point of feeling like 2 separate games. This is to say, I already loved Godzilla Domination, and now it turns out there's a slightly better version of the thing I love, and hell yeah, this gives it like a quarter more of a star. If you love Domination, you should definitely check out the Japanese version for its character variations and new game modes. And if you don't love Domination, then what the Is Godzilla Save the Earth the best Godzilla video game ever made? Many say it is, but let's take a look. Ooh-wee, this is it! The video game review so many viewers have been waiting for all these years. The one that's on the top of so many best Godzilla video game lists. Ooh! I've explored the Godzilla game pits of hell, and now it's time to ascend to the peaks of heaven. I should just give it a 5-star rating now so we can all go home early, right? Well, no can do, bub. I captured all this game footage and I gotta do something with it. Godzilla Save the Earth is the second in this trilogy of Godzilla fighting games developed by Pipeworks and published by Atari. Many of folk consider this the peak of the Pipeworks trilogy. The Empire Strikes Back, The Godfather 2, The Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. While the first game, Destroy All Monsters Melee, was on GameCube and Xbox, this game was on PS2 and Xbox. Yeah, Nintendo sat this one out. Both the Xbox and PS2 versions dropped in November of 2004, with the PS2 getting a 2-week head start on the Xbox. In this video, you're going to be seeing gameplay from the Xbox version. This game came out the same year as Godzilla Final Wars, so for once, the bonkers game was released at the same time as a bonkers movie. Remember those Vortak aliens from the previous game? Well, 2 years later, they're back to give conquering us another go. Instead of this clown, we're dealing with Vorticia, the queen of the Vortak. Once again, they're mind-controlling monsters, because if a plan doesn't work, the best thing to do is just that exact plan again. Save the Earth takes what worked in the first game and just adds to it. More monsters, more arenas, more all of it! This time around, you start with Godzilla 2000, Godzilla 90s, Anguirus, Gigan, Megalon, and Rodan, with 12 more monsters locked. But we all know I can unlock them all with a simple cheat code, and for that, I'll need my reoccurring character Cheeto, the Cheating Dragon. Hey, MIB! Dude, cover your fucking mouth when you cough. To access the cheat menu, you gotta... Jesus Christ, Cheeto, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? I'm afraid I'm not, MIB. I'm an old joke now. And like all old jokes, there comes a time I gotta die. Nah, Cheeto, you still got some mileage. It's been 5 years, MIB. My time has come. Aw, man. Well, here's the cheat code. And look! Now we get King Ghidorah, Destoroyah, Orga's in the House, Baragon, Mechagodzilla 3, Mogira 2, Space Godzilla, Jet Jaguar, Mothra, Mecha King Ghidorah, Megaguirus, And Mechagodzilla 2! Oh! New undies, please. What a lineup! Biollante was fully developed and then scrapped, so you gotta play a hacked version of the game to beat her. Once again, there are unplayable characters and things like Batra, the Super X3. This is a Toho playbox through and through. And like the previous game, I'm living out fantasy battles, lifting Destoroyah with Space Godzilla's psychic powers. Or laying the smackdown as Jet Jaguar. What is that move? What is that? Can I do that move? Save the Earth has a currency system, so instead of playing through the game repeatedly to get the unlockables, you can use the currency to unlock whatever you like, be it monsters or game art. Where do old jokes go when they die, MIB? I don't know, Facebook? Like the last video, I'm not here to reveal every nook and cranny of the game, just the basics. You've got your story mode, which now has these bonus games interspersed in it. I find them annoying, to be honest. Pick up the rock, pick it up. Ah, now you got knocked down again. Once again, you fight your final fight on the Vortak mothership, and when you win, the Vortak retreat.
Not again! This can't be happening to me! Ah!
You don't get much of an ending, unless, I guess, you play on hard as Godzilla 2000, then you get an extra cutscene. There's challenge mode now with all sorts of task-driven special stages, which are basically those action mode bonus stages I just referred to. Challenges mode is a big addition, and there are a lot of mini-games you can unlock by playing them in the story mode. It's not quite what I'm here for, but many of you might enjoy this. Versus mode, where you can customize a one-on-one fight, and melee mode, which brings the chaos up to 4 players again for free-for-all or team battles. And last, there's survival mode, where a single player fights a gauntlet of monsters with low health replenishes. And now, the end is here, and so I face the final curtain. No, boo! Friend, don't sing! I'll make it clear. I'm throwing Cheetos at Cheeto. One thing that makes me laugh for some reason is that very slight pause after you finish your final move, right before the announcer says KO.
KO!
I don't know, it's like that pause is just a little bit too long, and it's funny to me. I don't know why.
KO!
Monster Island, buddy. Come here, eat my tail. And you, kick, punch. It's all in the mind. I got you now. Hey, hey, put me down, you overgrown bird. Ha 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 ha. Whoa, 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 whoa. Firepower. Ah, damn it. S-class mode, bitches. Sucker punch. Ah. Now get out of here. And eat my atomic breath. Oh, I'm going Super Saiyan. Sucker punch. No. Firepower! Ah! My robot bits! You get out of here! And you get out of here! And also... Fear Batra. And one last smack into the mountain. I'm king of the monsters! Biatch! So of the 3 Pipeworks games, Save the Earth was the first one I played, as I had a PS2 at the time. I constantly borrowed it from a friend, so I guess that meant I didn't need my own copy. It was surreal seeing these characters in a video game. I remember Jet Jaguar really stood out to me at the time. I was like, wow, I'm playing as that robot from that movie I grew up on. Amazing. Somewhat related, I remember being upset that the game had all these bonkers moves, but not Godzilla's tail slide. But yeah, if I have any nostalgia for these old Pipeworks games, it's for this one. Both this and Destroy All Monsters Melee are incredible games. I'd say this one only gets the edge for me because it's the same formula but with more. Although Melee came first, and you never forget your first. So is Save the Earth as good as they say? Yes, of course it is! Why do you think it's remembered so fondly? Fans are nostalgic for it, but it's also one of those cases where the format holds up very well and is still a blast to play today. 5 stars! A Especially if you're with a friend, Save the Earth is just a good time, and a love letter to Toho's history, and a love letter to us fans. A modern version of this game would be amazing! Giga Bash with the Godzilla DLC a little bit scratches that itch, but I want the whole hog. I want to go apeshit in the Toho-verse on a modern console. But apparently that's too much to ask these days, which is why it's an extra blessing that these Pipeworks games are still fun to revisit. They do hold up so well.
This is it, MIB! I'm dying now!
Oh no, I've never watched a cheating dragon die before. What's it like?
Bleh!
Cheeto? Cheeto! Oh my god, he's not breathing! I can't believe he's actually gone. I guess I really do need to move on from this joke. Wow, it truly is the end of an
I live, motherfucker!
Ah! How?
I cheated death!
It's the kind of punchline you know is coming, but you have to do it anyway.
Hey, MIB!
Ah! What in the actual... Gotta wait a few seconds for YouTube monetization.
Fuck! It's me, Fanny. Remember? Your #1 fan. I'm back.
Oh no, you're reoccurring?
When are you gonna finish reviewing the Godzilla Pipeworks trilogy?
Oh.
I cannot sleep until you finish the trilogy.
You haven't been sleeping?
You already reviewed Destroy All Monsters Melee, and you reviewed Save the Earth. You need to finish the trilogy and review Godzilla Unleashed, so I can sleep again.
I reviewed Save the Earth like 5 months ago. Are you saying you haven't slept in 5 months?
Has it been that long?
Christ, Fanny, I'll review the game, okay? I'll finish the trilogy. Fanny!
I can no longer distinguish between waking life and the dreamscape. What is even reality? MIB, where the hell am I?
Godzilla Unleashed is the third of the trilogy of Godzilla games developed by Pipeworks and published by Atari. It was released in 2007 for the PlayStation 2 and Nintendo Wii. And oh boy, these games really jumped around different consoles, huh? Destroy All Monsters Melee was on GameCube and Xbox, Save the Earth was on PS2 and Xbox, and now this game is on PS2 and Wii. There's no console that has all 3 games. Alright, let's get this Wii remote ready. Connect this nunchuck. Yeah, listen, I've said it before. I didn't have a Wii when it was huge, and I don't play mine often, so this whole thing's a bit of a challenge for me. Where's the cursor hand? I can't even find the cursor hand to turn the ah, there it is. Right from the start, Unleashed feels like a downgrade from its predecessors. The opening cinematic is less, well, cinematic, consisting mostly of a general fighting montage. Modes include story, brawl, training, a store with unlockables, and general options.
You know, the brain doesn't really need sleep. It just wants upside down purple turtle Miley Cyrus.
Poor guy, I gotta get moving. I'm gonna enter the cheat code that unlocks everything. And look at all of these monsters! While the PS2 version has 20 playable monsters, the Wii version has 26. And something new is they're divided into 4 factions: Earth Defenders, Global Defense Force, Aliens, and Mutants. You get Jet Jaguar, Mechagodzilla, King Caesar, Megaguirus, Mogira, Anguirus, Godzilla, Kiryu, Mothra, Baragon, Godzilla 1990s, Godzilla 1954, Varan, Mechagodzilla 2, Fire Rodan, Megalon, Orga's in the house, Violante, Tyrannosaurus, Destoroyah, Final Wars Gigan, King Ghidorah, Mecha King Ghidorah, Space Godzilla, and 2 new characters created only for this game. They are the mutants Crystalak and Obsidius. Quick aside, during development, IGN polled readers with 4 monsters to determine who'd make it into this game. Obsidius was one of the 4, and of course he won, but the other monsters were the Visitor, Lightning Bug, and Fire Lion. So now these 3 guys get to join the ranks of Godzilla monsters that could have been. Go have a seat next to Griffin and Berserk, you guys. Although the PS2 version has less monsters, it had Batra, who was basically a Mothra reskin, and Showa-era Gigan. Arenas include Monster Island, Tokyo, Sydney, San Fran, London, Seattle, New York, and a crashed Vortac spaceship. That's right, the plot of this game is that the Vortac are back. Again. Third time's the charm. And they're trying to retrieve Space Godzilla's crystals that have been appearing around the Earth. Vorticia returns from the previous game, and the story has some human characters, including Dr. Shiragami from Godzilla vs. Biollante.
Heading directly toward Earth.
Are they alien ships?
The cinematics are really toned down. It's now just still images with bad voiceovers, and the overall feeling of playful schlock from the story of the other two games is missing here.
They're headed right for us. There isn't time to launch countermeasures. Send out a global alert.
I find the story and the story mode to be blah, so I'm going right to Brawl.
Monsters, fight!
That was all the enthusiasm you can drum up for that? What is your mom asleep in the next room and you're afraid you're gonna wake her? Give it some oomph, man! That is one big-ass Biollante, my god. Alright, let's do this. How do you... I'm trying to... Get up, you ass! This is like prom night all over, because I don't know what I'm doing. These fights default to 10 minutes, and you're gonna need that time because this drags. Ah, she's puking on me. Endless puke. It is like prom night all over. Turn around, no! Am I playing a fighting game, or am I the new drummer from Metallica? This blows, I'm sorry. I know I'm doing some of these controls right, but the game's not being extraordinarily responsive. I actually do my best when I just ditch any type of strategy and just button mash and twirl these things around like a cheerleader. 2, 4, 6, 8, the other games were much more great. Aiming fire attacks is the worst. At first I was like, why is Godzilla only shooting up like it's the 2019 poster? But then I realized, of course, you need to aim with the remote itself. And it's still sloppy.
Hello?
Ah! Oh, hey Fanny.
I'm not waving to you. I'm waving to them. My fans. Hi.
You must be delirious if you think you have fans.
Remember all those comments I got last time? They loved me.
Fanny, nobody likes...
Hello, am I on? Oh my god, I'm on! I am your biggest fan.
Oh no, another person claiming to be my biggest fan.
No, not you. I don't know who you are. I'm here for Fanny.
Fanny has a fan?
Yep. And also Fanny's fan has a fan.
Alright, that joke just cost me 3 subscribers. After some practice, I can mostly get the hang of the controls, but I still don't enjoy them. Waving my hands around did not add any fun or excitement to this fighting game. The game has an overall sense of feeling half-cooked, unpolished, definitely a step down in presentation and gameplay from the previous games. Actually, that brings me to the power surges. Instead of rage mode like the previous game, monsters can destroy crystals to fill up on a critical meter. And when this meter is filled, the monsters reach critical mass, and they get bigger and more powerful, but they lose a cell of HP when leaving critical mass. Rage attacks are now power surges, and they can also be used once per battle, and no. None of that's doing it for me. All of these restructures and changes for the sake of changes, so the game feels different, they all feel a step backwards. It feels like Unleashed was the first game of the trilogy, not the third. The best thing this game's got going for it, and I think its highest point, is its match customizations. You can highly customize matches, so I can speed things up, dramatically lower the match time. Hell, I can even make everyone smaller so they don't hog up the whole screen. Look at this robot madness. I think it's here where you'll find the most fun in this game, especially if you're playing with friends. But it's still not enough to make this game feel overall better than the other two, especially with these Wii controls.
Do the voices.
Huh?
Show some game footage, and then do all those monster voices like last time.
You seem awake again.
I just snorted a small mound of wasabi. Let's go!
Wasabi. Hilarious. Where's he come up with these?
It's the rematch, assholes! This time, I'm gonna win. I tell you will. Stop that annoying laughter already. That's it, I'm gonna hang back here and let you guys duke it out. Psych, eat this! Firepower! What? You're not supposed to be able to. Ow! Oh! Ow! My foot! Ow! 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 Crotch shot! Oh! If I had balls, that would hurt. I'm not trying to jump around like an asshole. It's the goddamn Wii remote. Oh! Get out of here! Stop growing! You're talking to me, Sub-Zero? My fatality move is shoving your head so far up your butt you disappear! I can't control this atomic breath! I could do that too! Titano breath power! Well, it's settled. This is the worst pool party ever! I know I barely touched on story mode, but it's because I don't like it. But I know it has its fans who enjoy that the different monster factions could have separate goals and outcomes. There are different endings to the story based on which monster faction you beat the game as. Where's the ending where Mecha King Ghidorah travels back to 2006 to convince Atari to put this game on Xbox instead of Wii? 3 stars! It's hard not to compare this to the other 2 games in the trilogy, but when you do, those other games run circles around Unleashed. On its own, in a vacuum, Godzilla Unleashed is a serviceable way for you to play as your favorite Toho monsters, and there are many here, and you can pull some enjoyment out of this with friends with the Brawl customization settings. Godzilla fans will no doubt be more forgiving with the game's setbacks, and appreciate being able to play as Biollante or Varan or whoever. But fighting game fans will be frustrated with the unresponsive Wii controls, and they won't be impressed with the overall rough edges on this game. The game's also noteworthy, of course, for the 2 new monsters, although so far this is the only place we've seen them in. Apparently this game was at one point planned for the PSP, but that was cancelled, which is a shame. This type of game makes more sense on a PSP than trying to force it to work on a Wii. And it would have been better than the Godzilla Unleashed spin-off game we did get, Double Smash on the DS. Double Smash on the DS. Alright, Fanny, I finished the Pipeworks trilogy. You can finally fall asleep. Like a sweet little big-bearded baby. You know, guys, I'm almost finished reviewing every Godzilla video game ever made. There's only a small handful left to cover.
What? Well, you must review them so that we can finish the list.
Oh no.
I will not sleep until you have finished reviewing every single Godzilla video game.
In England, Fanny means vagina.
Do you remember Godzilla Unleashed? The 2007 fighting game for the Nintendo Wii and PlayStation 2? Wouldn't you love to enjoy the kaiju smashing action anywhere? Imagine beating the hell out of other monsters while you're on the can. Wouldn't you love to play Godzilla Unleashed on your DS or 3DS handhelds? Well, fuck you! You're getting this shit instead! Godzilla Unleashed Double Smash. Oh boy. It came out for the Nintendo DS in 2007. We're gonna play it on my 3DS. It's got the same box art as Godzilla Unleashed for the Wii, but this is an entirely different game. Double Smash is a 2D side-scroller more similar to the NES classic Godzilla game Monster of Monsters. Oh shit, and also, I don't like this game. 1 star! I will say this, Double Smash makes decent use of the dual screens. It's a cool concept where you can form a team of 2 monsters, one who flies and one who has to walk his lazy ass. It's a good idea for a side-scroller on paper, but playing this game's about as fun as playing with a fork and an outlet. All of the military is after you, firing like crazy. It's utter madness. There are jets, planes, tanks, everyone's out to get you. And how could they miss? Look how big I am. Look, as King Ghidorah, I'm like half the freaking screen. I'm trying to hit them back, but there's just so many of them coming in guns blazing. Can you imagine if this rinky-dink Air Force could take down Mothra? I found it's almost better to just try and dodge everything and not even fire back. Look, it's actually been 5 seconds and my health bar hasn't gone down. And another trick I found is to kind of plant yourself in one spot near the edge of the screen and just keep firing. You'll take some hits, but way less than when you actually try to play the game and have some fun. Why do so many Godzilla sequels change genres? I'm sorry, I'm still hung up on this. How do you go from this to this? I guess it's okay to change things up, but these sequels always feel like the leftover shit on Godzilla's tail. I'm not doing much better here as the land monster. What the hell happened with Earth's gravity? By the way, on most 3DS games I have, the jump button is B, but in this game, the jump button is A. 'Cause fuck me, right? Oh, how can I forget? Every 10 seconds you have to stop what you're doing to destroy a space crystal. And you do it by entering combos. Over and over and over. This is your life now. Suddenly those generators in Godzilla Versus don't look so bad, huh? You sit here entering combos for like a full minute. Do you know how long a minute is? Put it this way. That was 5 seconds. How long did that feel? How scared were you that I was gonna wait the entire minute? If you do well on the combos, you get a prize, like temporary invincibility. Thank God I can fly in peace for a few seconds. Okay, now it's time for a boss fight. And what is this? He can go under and behind me, and I can't even turn around and face him. That's not a fair fight. Mothra's lasers barely do anything. The hit detection is off, I think? Not a lot happens to him when you strike him to make it feel like your hits are landing. I'm too focused on this fight, so I can't look at the health bar, but I guess it's going down a little bit with each hit, but you can't tell at all that you're actually hurting him unless you do your big attack, which is a pain in the ass because they'll always hit you first. That's the other thing. The enemy's attack will always overpower your attack, even if you launched your attack first. That is so annoying. The same thing happens with other bosses. They always seem to have an unfair advantage in the fights. This isn't fun. I'd rather put my dick between the two screens and slam my 3DS closed. What the fuck? Why is Mecha King Ghidorah so gigantic? I'm regular King Ghidorah, and I'm like 90% smaller. Actually, it feels more like he's the right size, and I'm the one who's too small. There aren't a lot of kaiju in the game, but you do get to see some of your favorites. Orga's there, Jet Jaguar, even Manda pops up. And there's a new monster, a Sphinx. Wow. Amazing creativity, you guys. Oh my god, that sound is so annoying. I don't even know what it is, but it makes me want to shove my head up my own ass. You know, so I have some quiet. The levels each look very different, but it's just a new coat of paint on the same pile of bullshit. Every stage is the same. Destroy a crystal, get shot at over and over, fight a monster. In fact, here's the insane thing about this game. The thing that defies all logic. Everything is shooting at you and kicking your ass, yet somehow this game is really easy. It makes no sense. This game is simultaneously difficult and easy. I mean, I beat it the first time I ever played it. I beat one playthrough, but I breezed right through. How is this game both hard and easy at the same time? Look, my 3DS caught fire because it can't comprehend this. What is this thingy? Do I touch it? Look, it almost killed me. Okay, here it is again now on another level. I'm not touching it this time. Wait, now I need to touch it to advance the level? This game is a paradox! Double Smash feels so much like an unlicensed mobile app. Even the looping music reminds me of those mobile games I reviewed a little while back. And the graphics look like a mobile game. This whole thing feels like a stupid mobile game. Huh. You know, I keep saying it, but I guess literally it is a mobile game. But you get my point! Speaking of mobile games, this game is Double Smash. Is the next game in the series that old mobile game, Godzilla Smash 3? Where was Smash 1? I'm kidding about this, but I do want to smash my 3DS right now. Look, I know a portion of you probably have fond, nostalgic memories of this game because you owned it when you were younger. Well, I'm glad you liked it, but you deserved so much better. And I feel like my generation has failed you. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry we gave you Godzilla Unleashed Double Smash. Oh my god, this game is like one big riddle. Maybe that's why the Sphinx is in it. Oh, great Sphinx. Will you let me pass?
Not unless you can solve the riddle of the Sphinx.
Okay, what's the riddle?
I am both incredibly difficult and incredibly easy. I am built for fun, yet I provide none. And also, I am a really shitty game. Who am I?
Are you Godzilla Unleashed Double Smash? Derp!